I just thought I'd do another video today. First thing I'd like to start to apologise to Jack, Paul and Graham. I forgot to mention there was a group build with the Tiger and was on the bench on the previous video, so I apologise. I shall leave a link to their pages below. So onto an unboxing of the Academy M1A2 Tusk 2. It gives us 3 options. You can build version 2, the Tusk, or the Tusk 2. Haven't opened the box yet. This looks a nice kit. You know, I do like Academy kits, I must admit. So yeah, see the box. You see the box art's quite nice. Obviously, it must have been in the Desert Storm. Nice, nice picture. Nice Tusk armour and everything on there. The kit number is 13298. I say it's an Academy kit. Obviously, it's a 135 scale. On the side of the box, we have a sort of a small colour call out of a couple of variants that you can make. So I can't quite get them all in. So there we go. There's obviously showing you a fresh of PE there, and there's some masks as well. Presume there before all the lenses and one thing and another. So it gives you 3 options of what these. So if you can read that one, it's the 2nd Infantry Division, US Army. Can't quite read what that says. It's South Korea, is that? 2013, and then we have with it M1A2 Abraham Tusk 3rd Armoured Cavalry Regiment, US Army, Iraq 2008, 3rd Squadron G Troop, Iraq 2011, and again I can't quite make that out with my glare, so I apologise for that. We'll just see if I can get rid of that glare and bring, there we go, let's see, and there we are, and then we have the M1A2 Abraham Tusk 2 1st Battalion 22nd Infantry Regiment, you know, Iraq 2008. So it's 3 variants, which is quite nice. I didn't realise there was masks in it. So as we do, let's have a look on the other side. On the box side is just the usual box art and the kit number there, as you can see, and tells you it includes version 2, Tusk 1 and Tusk 2 with all 3 marking options, flexible tracks, crows and reactive armour included, featured armour and gun shields, parts of V2 Tusk 1 Tusk 2, contains photo etch parts and masking seal as well, so it's, you know, quite a lot in there. I think it was only about £23, £24 this kit. It wasn't very expensive. Some little site that I go on eBay. If I can remember, I'll leave a link in the thing below. They do all sorts, you know, but mainly the Academy kits. But let's get into this box if I can. Excuse me a second. Oh, we have to look on the other side, didn't we? And then obviously it's got the colour, the paints that you're going to need. You've got it in a Humbrol. GS5 what the hell's that? GSI Krios, never heard of them. Life Colour, Testers, Rival and Vallejo. Most of them, you know, flat black, steel, silver, NATO green, NATO brown, NATO black, sand, olive drab. Most of these in the Tamiya range anyhow, so it's not a problem. And I'm glad to see that they're not just sticking to one company like a lot of kits seem to be doing now, just sort of MIG or whatever, and don't give you any other options. So, without further ado, let's start. I'll just take this box out of the way. Get rid of all the gump that we don't need. It's quite a large box, and it's actually rammed full of plastic. It really is. It's big screws as well. So let me just get my knife and just move this rubbish out of the way. And let's have a look what we've actually got in here. As you can see, it's a very large sprue indeed, isn't it? So let's just That's better. So very large sprues. Again, it's not a bathtub as you can see, but the detailing is quite nice again. It really is nice. As you can see, the on the side where the suspension arms go, they're also nicely detailed. I know a lot of this will be covered up with the skirt, but even so, it's still got nice there. Another part of the skirt again there, nicely detailed again. And then obviously we have the lower hull, no detail on there. I think that's the plate, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think that's just the lower hull. And then we have a couple of brackets, I presume, not too sure. And then we have the upper hull, which is nicely detailed. Very nicely detailed indeed. So let me just switch this other light. Let's see if it makes any difference with this light as here. Every time I get this light sorted out, I really must get it sorted. So the detailing is quite, I'm not happy with that at all. So let's just, there we go, that's better. As you can see, the detail is really nice, and they got that anti-skid texture actually on the hull itself, which is nice. It's like a nice wash. So it's quite, it's, you know, it's a modern day tank, but it's quite large, isn't it? The detail, a lot of the details actually moulded on there, but a few grab handles and things there, which, you know, most kits do nowadays. And I think there must be fuel caps. No, there can't be fuel caps there. I'm not too sure what they are. As you can see, they've got nice texture on the anti-skid. So, nothing else on that sprue really. So it's all crispy moulded anyhow, and into this with the sprues now. I've hollow on the letter out, so obviously it's sprue air. And it says 135 M1, so obviously this is it's the base, obviously, of all for all the M1s that they've probably made. As you can see, yeah, actually it's quite a nice large sprue. So they all seem to be sort of this size as well. And the next sprue, obviously, we have the turret and multiple other parts, and then again you see how the turret is quite large, and that there again, that has where we had nice detailing on there again. A bit of the anti-skid on the front as well, all nicely detailed, nice crisp mouldings, no flash. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of things to go on the side, so there's not much to say about that. And then part of the, looks like part of the front of the skirt again. And then we have the rear of the tank, and obviously part of the gun mantlet. And things like that. I don't know what that piece is. And then we have the barrel, which is all slide moulded, which is really nice. You can quite see them, they're all slide moulded, individually put together, so there's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 possibly little points to sand down, so that's going to be quite easy to get the gun looking nice. We have some hatches, and then we have some vents, and then we have the lower of the hull as well, which is not much on there as well. A little bit of texture on there. No, it's just flat. That there's nothing much on there, which you know you're not really going to see anyhow. But yeah, very nice. I say nicely moulded again. Even on the tow ropes, sorry, tow cables, there's no flash. There's nothing. It's nice, all nicely detailed. Again, as you can see, they really are quite nicely detailed, those. So that's the first sprue. So that even on the even on the gun mantlets themselves, you can see the detailing on raised bolt heads and things like that. Another, I don't know what that is. Looks like another hatch of some description. It's fastened onto somewhere. A bracket at the back there. So the back is a little bit of anti-skid there, but obviously a lot of detailing to go on the back of there. So that's quite plain at the moment. Right, so far so good. I'm very impressed with the slide moulded barrel. Really nice. And it's nicely detailed as well. So that's another sprue. Let's have a look what we've got here. And then we have another bag full of all the wheels, and there's a few bits and pieces in there apart from the wheels. There's the swing arms, so the swing arms and things like that. Two sprues exactly the same, so there's no point in getting them both out. Let's just get the one out the way. And there again, it's a nice big sprue, and everything is nicely detailed, even the even the wheels inside, nicely detailed in there. And then we have the clear parts for the centre of the wheels for the oil and whatever, so you can see the levels, which is a nice touch. Bit of armour there, presume, and then the little bits and pieces, a few jerry cans, shackles, other little bits and pieces, more jerry cans, and then we have the suspension arms, which are nice and big and chunky by looking at those, which is nice. And nice again, no flash, everything's nicely moulded, no problems there at all. So the sprocket, so it looks like it's in 3 parts, which is nicely moulded again, even inside the inside was really nice. I like that indeed. It's a shame that the skirt's going to cover a lot of it up, but hey ho. So that's another sprue, and really nice. I really do like it. I'm very impressed with this kit at the moment, and for the price it's a bargain. So I do like the Academy kits. You do get a very good value for money. I'll get these little sprues out the way. So there's a lot of clear parts in this kit by the looks of it. All the lenses and escape, the hatches and periscopes, and you can see you've got a nice clear part for the commander's cupola. All nicely clear, really crystal clear they are, and not an ounce of flash on anywhere. Really nicely detailed. Even the lights for the you got the crisscross effect on the one of the lights, I presume that'll be, and a clear one as well. Nice, and these all these for the wheels. Like I said, I think it's for the oil and that, and things for the lubricants for the wheels. So you can see the levels. Nice again. Like I say, everything's spot on, crystal clear. I must admit, they're probably one of the nicest clear parts I've seen for a long time in the kit. Really, really are. They're really nice. Very impressed. Well, usually clear parts don't really mean that much in the kit, but now in the modern day armour, then obviously we have the armour, the Tusk, and the parts of the bits and pieces, all nicely moulded in one long length, which is nice. And the sink marks are where they're going to be. They're going to be on the rear, where you're not going to see anything. And then obviously we have small parts of the Tusk armour as well. Obviously these must be the brackets that they're fastened on. I don't really know without looking at the destructions. So that's 2 sprues the same. We've got sprue F, which is the same. So we have 2 sprues of that, and then we have the clear. Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Right, another sprue, another big bag. I mean another big bag again with numerous parts in here. Some quite delicate parts by looking at in here as well. So I shall have to be careful. I didn't put the bloody bag right. My back's been playing up recently, so I'll just ignore the huffs and puffs. It's not well at the moment. Right, let's have a look what we've got here. Let's just have a look. So, smaller, well, let's do the first, put my teeth back in, the small sprue first, which is a lot of the machine guns and things at the top of there, which is nicely detailed. It's not hollowed out, that's going to be virtually impossible to do that. I'll have to have a go, I'll see. But everything else there, you can see how they're all nicely moulded, every single bit. All the hatches are moulded on. There's the big 50 cal. There's the 50 cal got its Yeah, I think that has it. No, it hasn't actually, which is disappointing. But I should be able to sort that one out. That's quite a large. The detail isn't too bad on it either. You know, I've seen better, I've seen a lot worse. We're getting a lot of hatches again, hatch covers, engine covers, I would think, one thing and another. All these little bits and pieces that will, I don't know what they're called, but as we go through the instructions we shall find out and where they go. But there again, nice, no sink marks, definitely no flash. Even on the rear you can see the sink marks, but you're not going to see them because they're going to be flat to the tank, so you're never going to see them. So that's a small sprue, and then we have another smallish sprue again with some more machine guns and some more 50 cals again. So which are nice again. Just have to drill the holes out of them ones. I have to use a small put in the vise and drill them. All the small parts again for this, that and the other. It's like the doghouse at the top, as they call, for the protection for the gunner as he's firing off his rounds, and a bit more protective armour. More plates, more bits and bobs. The machine gun over there. All nicely detailed again, like I say. It really is. Academy, I do think you get really good value for your money with Academy kits. All nicely, you say, these little bolt heads on the, presume they're part for the active armour, for the armour to sit on by the looks at the square blocks. So we'll soon see when we get to the instructions. So that's another sprue, and then we have another large sprue with the details for the cage at the back of the turret, which is all nicely moulded. Again, really nice. So it's just the contact points, which is good because they've actually got them onto the top of the pylons on there, so that won't be take too much of a clean up on those. Very nicely moulded. Yeah, very happy with those. And obviously we have the driver's hatch, which has got the anti-skid on there again. Excuse me, I've just got a cough. Excuse me. And then we have the commander's cupola, which is really nicely detailed, I must admit. And obviously we have the glass to go in there as well, so that's going to be really nice. And then we have a couple of hatches again, all nicely moulded again, and the smoke grenades or whatever they are, launchers. More grid, more. That's really nice. Look at how small they are, but they're really nicely moulded. Spot on there, yeah. I'm quite impressed with them. That one's quite loose, that one, that's the only thing, but that's no problem. And then we have actually underneath the, under the hull, the actual armour protection underneath the hull. And then we have a bit more, I think they're for stowage more than anything, 100%. Bits and bobs again, some more for the drive sockets, drive socket, I presume, or for the idler, whichever. But yeah, really nicely detailed, and obviously more of the rear of the turret, or the baskets. I have to take them bits out. That's the only problem. They're nicely moulded though, I must admit. I can see the method in the madness to keep him from bending and snapping. You just snip them out. Yeah, I can see them. I can see the point in that. And it's not going to take too much of a clean up, is it? Really not. Unless they are supposed to be on there. I don't really know. I'll check when we get to the. They could be, but we'll find out when we get to the instructions. But I can't knock this kit anywhere, shape or form. Hopefully it goes together as good as it looks. But yeah, details spot on again. And we have the rubber tracks, which are quite nice. I must admit, they really are nice. Nice big thick pads, nicely detailed, all the way down to the you know, little bolts and things in the rivets, bolts and things in there, I presume they are. Little pads on the edges, and on the inside we have one sinkhole there, 2, 3, 3 small, you know, sinkholes in there, but they'll come out easy. So obviously when you're not going to see them if they're on top of the wheels, but the skirt's going to hide them. But yeah, really nicely detailed again. Rubber tracks, they really are nice. Quite impressed with that. Really nice big thick chunky pads. And I don't know what that part is. That's some sort of tubing or something. Anybody can tell me? So we'll find out when we get onto the instructions. So that's all the plastic. So let's have a look what we've got. And here we'll go through them all as we go through them. We've got sort of manuals. We have 1, 2. I'll take that bit out of that. 1, 3, 4, 2. And 1. So let's go and put these down to the base. Okay. Aha. Right. Okay. 4 on the bottom and the top. Let's see the decals and things on the PE. And let's open that and see what we've got. Obviously the usual goof that we get with these things that do not eat, digest or feed to children. Right, so let's have a look what we've got in this little bag here. Well, we have the photo etch, which I have to say is really nice. It's nice and thin, it really is thin. That's on the engine hatches and things, but very nice indeed. So thin. I don't want to take them out of the bag today, but they really are thin. And nicely, really nice. I think the Academy next to their own PE, obviously. Yeah. So I'll pop that there. And these are the little masks for the all the lenses that you really can't quite see. Got all them on there. And then got the decals, which is a hell of a lot. So made by the cat, is it? No, Def Models made these, so they should be decent. Sometimes you have a problem with the Academy models, sorry, the Academy decals, but nice. Lots of them on there, lots of, obviously for the 3 options. There's quite a lot of decals. Let's pop them back in there. Right, so let's have a look at the instructions. There's quite a few. It says there's 4 of them. Obviously we got manual 1. Can we build those version 2 or Tusk 1 or Tusk 2? So it's giving you the option Tusk 2, Tusk 1 and the V2. Gives you all them 3 options, which is nice. Hopefully they're all going to booklets, but they're not. So obviously we've got the usual sort of putting the hull together first. A few plates in there to make it quite sturdy. Yeah, drive wheels, things like that. You're putting all the wheels together as normal. Tusk 2, so there's slight variations in the wheels. So Tusk 2 and Tusk and version 2 are different, so I need 16 of each. And then the swing arms for the wheels and then a sprocket. And then we get on to actually putting the wheels onto the lower hull, which I never attempt to do at this stage. I always build them up, spray them separate, and then place them on all the little bars and things to go on there. They must be for the side skirt to fasten onto. Again, we've got 3, 4. Where's 5 disappeared to? Oh, there's 5. So it's going to need those options again about putting the pins through the swing arms to go into the wheels, which is a bit different, never seen that before. And then we have positioning the wheels again, and the same again on this side, putting the brackets for the side skirts, which I don't think I'd put on at that point because on my look I'll probably snap them off. And then they're putting the couple of shackles on the bottom, and then you got the lower plate onto the lower of the hull again, and then putting the tracks. It says flexible track G20. So let's look at that, what that means by G20. Yeah, we'll have a look at them when we get to the tracks. They're quite nicely neat and neat how it's put together. So, and then we start on the rear of the tank, which is quite a lot of detail again. These are the little grids I was saying for the rear. They really are quite nicely detailed, these. So obviously we'll have to make sure we do a note for the direction of the very nice. And obviously these attached to the rear end of the chassis. Sorry, the rear end of the tank. Lots more details, lights, other bits and pieces. 10, 11. That 11. Where's 10? So that's 10. 10. Oh, 10 to 11 and 12. There we go. And then obviously we're positioning the rear to the main hull, and then we're doing a bit of work on the actual upper hull. Again, a few bits and pieces to add to it, hatches, one thing and another, a couple of hatches again at the rear, and then to be continued on manual number 2. So let's put that to one side. And then manual 2 is carrying off where we left up. We've got a lot of PE there, things to bend and put on there, photo etch parts, which is nice again. All fairly straightforward. And as you can attach the lower hull to some nice locating holes for the lower hull to the top or upper hull, which I probably won't do at that point. I shall have to wait and see when we get to there. I think this is to do with the, is it the toe? Is it the toe? It's like a toe bar, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, yeah, it goes on the front. Yeah, and a couple of little brackets again for the muck guards, I presume. It's quite an in-depth kit, and then obviously we've got the building of the armour. So you've got the 3 variants. You've got the version 2, Tusk and Tusk 2. I probably will do the Tusk 2, I would have thought. So obviously 415 I wouldn't do for them other 2 versions underneath. And then we come to positioning the armour over the wheels and the side skirt. So the wheels obviously will be on by then, I would have presumed, and also the track will be weathered on then, I would say, by then. So then we can fasten them to the side of the tank. For the Tusk 2 again, and the Tusk 2 version 7, what's this here? So yeah, start assembly with the numbers. Right, yeah, it's giving the right, left, and then, yeah, I can understand that. So that's all the same thing again up until from number 19, where we're actually starting to assemble the main gun. So that's quite nice. I do like the slide moulded gun, it's nice, isn't it? So the minimal clean up on that. and then we start positioning the main gun into the lower half of the turret. There we go. Sorry, I was miles away there. And then positioning the upper hull again onto the upper turret onto the lower turret. And a few bits and pieces more PE to go on there, and a few hatches. And then obviously we've got a slight different one for the Tusk 2 and Tusk 1. So there's a little couple of small pieces there that's new onto it. Or PE again. It's telling you to drill. Tusk 2 and Tusk, yeah, the variants obviously telling you that you need to put these parts on, but it isn't on the version 2. Just have to be careful through each stage which variant you're going to make, and obviously stick to it, but make sure you're putting the correct parts in. This is clear, it's clearly labelled telling you what's going where. And then we're on to the building up the small caliber weapons on the top. Nicely detailed. We've got a bit of the actual ammo coming out the ammo crate, and then obviously the gun, which I'll probably try and drill out the big 50 cals. They're quite nicely detailed and built up, and then that position on the front of the turret. And then we start building the hatches and things like that with all the clear glass, clear plastic I should say. Again, Tusk 2 and Tusk again. So obviously this isn't on the version 2. And then 25 start building the smaller caliber guns again. The still nicely detailed again with the bullets coming out and straight into the gun. And then positioning these on the turret rings, sorry, hatch rings, and then we have the glass and things like that into them. As you can see, it's clearly quite clearly and nicely labelled, and obviously when it's all built up, that section that's placed on there. So obviously you put the glass in and we'll have the masks, so that's you're not messing around putting the glass in at the last thing. Could be more difficult obviously if it's coming in, especially if it's being fitted from the back. So quite nice. 26, and then we're carrying on with the top of the turret again with the commander's cupola and all the bits and pieces, and obviously options of it closed or open, and all clear parts to go in again. So then we'll have to make sure we get all the masks put onto place before we spray anything. And then again with all the small parts again building up onto the commander's cupola, which is all nicely round with the glass, bulletproof glass, and then we go on to manual 3. Right, so manual 3 gives us obviously where we left on there. So there's the main for the main hatch, the MiG-50 cal, and all the from that small sub build into the main build, and then with more bits and pieces to go onto the turret, and then a lot of photo etched parts again for the basket at the back, which is nice. Fairly simple assembly for the basket at the back, doesn't look too difficult, he says. Obviously a lot of photo etched parts as well. All nicely detailed though. These clear instructions, and obviously positioning the cage at the back, and then we start another sub assembly, which looks like sort of a vent or something by the looks of it on the back in the basket. Yeah. 30 and then 31, then we got